Aye, we ought to make camp. You know what? Tell me something about you.
Do you have any family out there? Do you miss them? Perhaps that's a daft question. Your family must be proud of you. I'm doing alright. More concerned about you, to be honest. I'm glad to hear it.
What did you want to know?
I was raised by a Nord, Brynjar. He was a bounty hunter. So I spent most of my childhood travelling Tamriel and crisscrossing Skyrim. Of course, as I go on, I'm finding there was more to it than that. The constant moving, teaching me how to live in the wilderness, training me every day to fight. I learned how to use a sword before I'd even learned how to read. For my 13th birthday, he took me on a hunting trip in the wilderness, and when I woke the next morning, he was nowhere to be found. All he'd left me was some flint, a knife, and an empty water skin. It took me 2 days to get back to civilization, but I'd learned the importance of self-sufficiency by then. I think Brynjar was running from something, and he spent my whole life teaching me how to defend myself from whatever it was. Not that he ever told me. He was always vague about his past, and even more so about mine. Always promising to tell me one day, and then dying before he ever got around to it. That run-in with the Thalma seems to have shed some light on it though. No, I don't know much about my mother. Only that the sword I have once belonged to her, or so Brynjar told me. He also said that she was brave, and beautiful, and clever, but never anything actually useful. After his death, I took up the job of bounty hunting. It was all I knew really, and it's led me to some interesting places. In some other years well, perhaps the less said about parts of my past the better. It's not something worth retelling. It's been a long time since I've had someone I knew I could trust. Longer still since I could call them friend. I'm glad I can fight alongside you. Till later then.
That? Yeah, just something to keep me entertained. Didn't really like it that much. You can keep it if you want.
Ready to go?